Hello and welcome to this episode of the Everfanshow. My name is Dylan and I'm here with Zach to have fun with you tonight, basically.
Hello.
So, hi Zach, how are you?
Good, you?
I'm very good. So, I know that we have Emilio and Max here. Daniel, hi guys, how are you?
Hello. Happy to see you all.
So, what do we start the show today with, Zach?
I think with the video.
With the video right away.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's the coolest part, so why not?
Okay, so since Zach said it, we're gonna launch a quick video that we have for you, and we'll be back right after. So the Queen's visit,
Yes.
Zach.
Yeah,
you are
it's,
championing this project, so tell us a bit more about it.
So the video is something that we filmed while trying out the new scenario that I made for Battle for Diratia that will release this Friday. I can't wait to release it to you all. It's a scenario. I wanted to do some scenarios that we can publish once in a while, just to make sure that people can test the system and everything, and test it in a way that you can try either as a war game or as a role-playing game. And so we tried out. This is footage of us trying it out. This is some minis that Dylan painted and full terrain that we worked it on. It was super fun. I was also super happy to be able to make some music for Battle for Diratia. This is also a thing that I enjoy doing for sure. So it's both my favorite thing coming together. I've been working hard on this thing, and I'm really happy to be able to reveal it to you very soon. It's releasing on Friday the 13th. I thought that was pretty funny, so
Totally
it's
you
my,
with that.
yeah, my lucky day will be Friday the 13th, it seems. But yeah, it was a ton of fun, so I can't wait for you guys to be able to try it. I think I will try to host it online too, so people can give me their comment on it too. My objective is to release some of these scenario every once in a while. I don't have an exact time yet, but I'm aiming for once a month, but they take a long time for sure to write, conceptualize, and also make a short video to reveal them. But I think that's a cool thing we can do with BFD, because it mixes pretty much everything we love doing, right? It's role-playing.
Yeah, that's the reason why I
and
love working on Battle for Diratia, is that
yeah.
it's something that we would probably do even if no one was looking at it.
No, I don't think it's probably. Yeah, we've been working on role-playing game for years, so like I've always enjoyed doing this. I've made some board games. I've made some game design. I've done some pixel art, stuff like that. I always have a passion for game making, and this mixes both.
I
game
remember
making
when
making
we were
music and
playing
making videos.
I remember when we were playing Battle for Westnot, and
Oh yeah.
I was programming and creating new units with special sprites for that game. I don't know if you guys here know Battle for Westnot. It's how old is that game?
It's very old, but it's still worth it, and it just released on Steam.
It just released on Steam.
Yes.
Serious?
After like 20 years, yeah. This game is amazing. I've done some music for the community, for some packs, and I've worked on some units too. I think that's where I started to wanting. It's because of that game that I'm making this, that we're making Battle for Diratia, for sure.
Well, like, I wouldn't go that far, but
for me, yes. Maybe not for you. For me, it's like it's what bring me to this world of tabletop and everything. It was my first entrance, even before playing Dungeons and Dragons. For me, it was Battle for Westnet and the level made by Bob the Mighty, which were like role-playing level and stuff like that. Yeah, I remember. I played so much.
So
and yeah,
Mystic Wolf says he played it many years ago. And he still has music files of the game on his computer.
I mean, the music is amazing. The music I made was only for packs that released like as an extension. I never made official music for it, for sure. The music is amazing. Just like it's really close to what we do, right? Because it's just passionate fan. It's not professionals. It's not it's just people who wants to do something good, and they come together and make an amazing game as a community. And yeah, I just love that. It's just something that I always enjoyed about it. So that was the release for...
Can you tell us a bit more about the Queen's Visit? Why is it interesting? What would I care about the Queen's Visit? What is it? Who's the Queen? Where does she come from?
So that depends. If you enter it into a scenario you already have, which you will be able to do. Well, it depends, right? The nations are not specified or anything. So what is it? Is that there's a small town that is in periphery of an empire. The small town has a commercial route going through it, and the queen wants to rally them to the kingdom, right? But there's another kingdom that is on the other side of the sea that doesn't want that queen to be alive, and they don't want, but the village itself is still neutral. So they throw out a banquet, and the queen and all her subjects get really drunk, and one of the players will play as the queen mercenary and will have to protect the kingdom by doing a lot of special gameplay stuff that we really enjoy. So like the patrol and stuff like that, and sneaking and everything. Well, you'll see it when it released, and the queen and the enemy needs to invade and kill the queen. There's a different point for who you killed in the royal family and stuff like that. It's a really cool scenario. I think that the important thing that we wanted to do is really show how you can do wargaming with roleplay, and also how you can do wargaming one versus the other and still use role-playing skills, which is a thing that's super important for Battle for Diratia, because you can still use sneaking, you can still use, like opening doors and everything while wargaming, which is an interesting thing about the game, right?
One thing I remember is that it was really fun to have the fact that you can also play it in a role-playing game. So if you have some players and you're a DM for a game, you can include that scenario in a role-playing game.
Exactly. That's the objective of all the scenarios that I want to make, is that you can just enter it in a game, even with a DM, or even in a campaign. If you're more into wargaming, usually it's more campaign, but you can do both. There's a system to how to calculate your point and everything, but you can also do it with money inside a role-playing game, and it will work for both. Which is the fun thing about these small scenarios, is that whatever you're doing, you can just include it. Also, the units are not forced, so you could even play it in any settings. You can play it in futuristic settings. I mean, there's nothing stopping you.
Well,
there's queen everywhere, right?
I don't see how, but I don't see why not as well.
It's kind of... It would be weird. I mean, I would change the boat for an helicopter for sure. But still, I mean, the people protecting could do patrol in cars and stuff like that, and it will still be playable. That's one of the things.
Yeah, it would still be playable. I just think it would be weird.
Yeah, it will be weird. And also the flavor text wouldn't work. So the scenario will release and it will have some flavor text. So it's just to get you in the mood of the game. You can either be a DM and read the flavor text true and true to your player as the game progresses, or you can read it with your friend and play the game with someone else. And there's a lot of possibilities. I can't wait to release it, but yeah, I still have a bit of work on it. And they then still have some, because I'm really terrible at making things look pretty. So I'm just writing the text.
Okay. But you didn't answer who's the queen, because I've seen the question from Emilio, and
well, it's just a queen. It's the queen from a kingdom that is unnamed. So it's just a queen. If you want to know like her personality, she's really bubbly and she's really strong-willed. Let's just say like that, especially when she gets drunk. So a big interesting thing of the scenario is that there's a multiple way to get the queen to follow you. You can either like wrestle with her and tie her up and try to make her leave the village as soon as possible.
I think you would have won faster if you did that.
Yeah, I didn't think about it when we played it, so I tried to talk with her, but she was also inside the house, so I would have also had to break the door to get in, which I think would have been as long, unless I would have taken more units, but in this way I couldn't have blocked what you were doing. So there's always, it's always this thing. It's like, you have to think, there's a lot of things going on in that scenario, that's for sure. Yeah. I mean, you can even have people climb up walls, like
I did.
Yeah, he climbed up. He stressed me up to the very end. So what happened is that Dalen was supposed to win if he just didn't miss his first shot. Like, that's literally what would have happened. He missed his first shot, and everyone was alerted of his presence, so we were able to put up a good fight. But then I tried to convince the queen to follow me, and since she's drunk and she has a will that is incredible, so convincing her to leave was the hardest thing from my side. It was a really interesting game, and I'm happy you were able to see some of the scenery. As you see, it was really a beautiful game for sure. And I can't wait to have it actually on paper and more balanced. I did balance it a lot after that, because I've seen there's some things that would make it easier for one side to another. For how the terrain is built, it's in 3 parts. So you have like, you can set it up how you want. It's just that the field needs to be separated in 3. There's like 3 major parts. There's the village, the forest, and in the middle there's the plain. You can set it out with any type of map, or you can even just play it on a square map that you find somewhere as you want. I'm pretty sure, the scenario will just be really fun to play. Can't wait to show it to you. And the video was really fun to make too. Music was cool to make, and I remember, I think my favorite part was vaping to make
the smoke.
The smoke effect in the video. Can you just show a little bit of the video again, just so people can see how you can make smoke effect with a vape? So this is not here. Wait.
A bit later in the shots.
You see the smoke behind there? That's not an SFX, that's just me vaping. The shots are really beautiful. I just have to say that. It was a really fun day of filming and preparing the scenario, balancing stuff, rethinking the system. We modified a lot of things. It's sad that we can't see each other anymore because of the Backstreet Boy back on tour. So since the Backstreet Boys are back on tour and they're not stopping to tour for a bit.
Okay, I just want to go and get a few questions from the audience.
Yeah, sure.
So, John, I'm dressing nice for you guys.
He is.
Just, honestly, I dress up like this a lot.
Dress up like that every day.
Not
even
every day
in high
anymore.
School. In high school, you used to dress up like that. You know the guy in your high school that goes. You know the guy in high school that used to go in a suit every day. That's Dalen.
I started doing that after high school, by the way.
No.
Yes.
Pretty sure you did in high school.
I started during they don't have this, but during Cégep.
Oh, okay, yeah. They maybe don't. Maybe they will do. Depends where you live.
So Emilio says, "Stop vaping, Zach. You're gonna."
I know. Okay. I know it's not good for me. I'm just gonna go ahead and be clean about it. It's not good for me. I don't do it because I do it because I enjoy it, but what I mean is I shouldn't. It's an addiction, and you shouldn't do it for sure. Like my mother says, my mother always say, smoking is terrible, vaping is a little bit less bad, but the best thing is just to not take anything in your lungs. Which I totally agree.
That is really the...
Yeah. He's wise, for sure.
So, John was asking, are you guys earlier than usual, or did the election mess up my sleep cycle? So I'm gonna say both. Well, we don't have a fixed time for the live streams, and normally we do them on Fridays. But I had a lot of work this week.
Yeah, me too. I worked. I did 12-hour shifts.
All of us were a bit down this week. Yeah. We all had a lot of work, and we all were a bit depressed.
It started snowing too. So just so we know, if you don't live in Canada, maybe you don't know, but yeah, it was snowing all week.
So when we got to prepping the Fridays, the live stream for the Friday, I was like, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to... I don't want to do it. So...
yeah. Me too. I was pretty down, but then Dalen was like, yeah, we need to do that. And then I did the music. I worked like 8 hours on the music for today. And I did some other teams and stuff for BFD. And
yeah, so I said, Zach, okay, tomorrow we spend the whole day working on this and we're going to make it good. And trying to show have a bit of things to show them.
And I really think the video turned out super well. For a release video, it looks great, well, sounds good.
Honestly, if you ask me, I do not like it. I think it's subpar.
It's super good. Why don't you like it? You never like anything anyway.
I'm too hard, but
but the shots are good. Like the shots you made are really great. I don't know
the shots are
what
okay.
Don't you like?
The shots are okay. I don't like the editing.
You did edit it.
I don't like it.
Well, you're always hard on yourself too.
And honestly, if we had more time, I would have asked you to do 2 or 3 more revisions of the music.
But... yeah, for sure. You always do anyway. I like the version. I think this music sounds good. But yeah, it was the 3rd revision for today. And then we're like, well, we need to release it. But yeah, it's not the same as when we do like music for...
do we talk about the election or not?
Well, if you want to. I mean, it's a current subject. For me, I don't really follow too much of American politics because it's, American and I'm not American. But I mean, I just hope...
I think a good rule of thumb normally is to not get involved in...
yeah, for us, it's
in politics.
Kind of like yeah.
So
I'm also in the military, so I don't have the right to talk about politics. So that's just
you don't have the right to.
No, I don't have the right to my own opinion. So do you have anything else in the comments?
Yeah, Maxi says he's Australian, so it's midnight where they are. So
oh yeah, that's pretty late. We're really sorry. It's pretty late. Yeah, I hope you get a good night's sleep for sure. Well, I think we need to talk about the other big subject, though. Unless you have more questions.
Well, I'm just going through.
Yeah, sure.
That's the terrible backstory. I think the audience will need more lore sauce.
Yeah. So there will be more. But in the booklet, which we'll release for free, by the way, so...
you didn't want us to release them on Patreon for... no, I think I talked you out of doing that.
No, I want to... yeah, you decided that we should release them all for free, which I...
Well, I don't remember.
Well, that's okay, as long as it's released and people can play it. Yeah, there's a lot more backstory in the actual booklet, and also since it's on written form, I'm way better As people might know, I'm not an entertainer and I'm not a radio host, so I'm not a vlog host now. Also, yeah, I'm more like a
But
caveman.
we're starting to include gradually a bit of Diratia lore in Battle
Yeah,
for Diratia. So
for sure.
because
Yeah,
right now it's just plain generic. That's it. And
but it's because we need to test the system too. Like this scenario is really to test out the system. It's as balanced as we can make it with the current system, and as the system evolves, the scenario will evolve. And then when people, when the game is really like at the best we can make it, then we'll release, like
so
flavor
you
books
mean
and stuff
never?
like that. Well,
The game will always be
yeah, that's true.
getting
That's a
better.
true thing.
So
Yeah.
I think it's a never-ending
Well, yeah,
task.
yeah, sure, but it's still pretty much in alpha, we could say, right? Because
Yes,
there's still
there's
a
still
lot
a
to
lot
do.
of bugs and
Yeah, a lot of things to iron, but the scenarios are also in alpha. But you'll see, there's way more. The story is way more interesting when you read it than when I try to explain it. So just read it when it released on Friday the 13th. So and if you want to play it with me, I'll be free for sure.
Okay. Hey chat. No. I have a friend. Okay, I'm just trying to read fast through the comments.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's a
so I
lot.
think that's pretty much it for the questions. So
Okay.
what was the next subject you wanted to talk about?
Well, the next subject you want to talk about, because it's your big subject. So I had my spotlight, which is great, and I'm really happy. Thank you, Dalen. But now let's put Dalen on the spotlight. So Dalen released some miniatures. So if you're
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
interested
whoa,
in,
whoa! They're not released yet.
no, not these ones, but I mean, you released like the
Okay, okay.
elephant and the figurines and stuff like that.
Yeah, let
And
me share my
yeah.
screen here.
So Dalen
So,
released. So this is the store, right? Yeah.
well,
Okay.
it's
So
not
this,
the store page, but
it's one of our page anyway.
yeah, it's my my library.
Okay.
So
So
here's
that's
the
on.
store page.
Yeah, that's on my mini factory, and he sold a lot. You sold a lot of these risers, which it's pretty cool. So Dalen made some risers, and at first Dalen was like, "Oh, I can't make 3D, I can't make stuff," and now he has a store and he sells well. So he was lying to me.
No, I wasn't lying. I was just like, okay, I wasn't confident enough in my skills to sculpt Dalen. That's what is
Yeah.
the real thing.
Yeah, but now you sculpt war elephants with multiple bays and stuff like that. And yeah, he's really good. And go look it out on my mini factory. It's pretty cool. He does make some sell from people he doesn't know. I've seen it. Like, it's weird for me because like I'm starting to know the Everfans. Like when I check the people in the YouTube comment, like I know, oh, Emilio is here, and everyone. But when I see the people who like your stuff on my mini factory, there's some people I'm like, I never heard that person, and then they're like from Japan. Like what? So he's actually have a store, and I'm really happy for him, and they look great. The risers sell well. It's a great idea. It's risers, so you can put your flying miniatures on
Okay,
it.
so the risers are born of a frustration of mine.
Go
So
ahead.
basically, it's just that I hate it when I have flying miniatures that I have to put like dice under them to put them at a certain height. And I actually did that for the scenario of the Queen's Visit. When I was climbing the wall, I had my miniatures on dice to show their height. And I hate that. And there are a few miniature risers that exist, but I don't like the options that are out there, and there are none that are 3D printable. So
Most are for glue anyway. No, most you glue your thing on it, so it's always at the same height. So it
yeah,
serves no.
that's not a riser. It's just like a
Yeah.
miniature with a
Fine.
higher base or something like that.
Mhm.
Anyways, So I think that's a great thing, and they're stackable, so you can you have different options and you can stack them up as high as you want. Well, I don't know how stable it would be, but yeah.
I'll try it out for BattleTech. Space fight at 1 kilometers in the air.
well, it depends on the scale you're using. Because if you're using a 1 millimeter, 1 meter per base, the 1,000 risers high, I think it would be a bit
a bit too hard.
Okay, so but what we want to talk about here is the miniatures that are gonna be released probably this week. I don't want to shoot myself in the foot here.
Don't do that, because okay, so Dalen works like hundreds of hours on his miniatures, and that's pretty cool. But like,
okay, so
how many combination? Okay, no, that's just okay. Introduce it. Sorry.
So I'm working on a set of Roman miniatures. Again, same thing as for the risers. The other options online are crap. If you want to have a Roman army, basically you go with historical, already created miniatures. So that let's go to Warlord Games, and you have options like this, where you can buy a set of 24 infantry like this. So it's I'm in Canadian dollars and Canadian rupees here, but it's 140 Canadian, so that's maybe 100 US, 120 US, something like that. So yeah, the for 100 something US, you get 24 infantry. So that's one of the options. There's also a few in Hail Caesar. Well, I let's not. But and if you go on My Mini Factory, the options are also crap. So, I just thought, okay, let's try it. I'm gonna try doing my own Roman army set. So, being me, I went with something fully modular, with something that's that has a lot of options that cover almost every period in Roman history. Not every, but a lot. So, well, you've already seen some in the thumbnail. So these are two options of Romans that you could build with the set.
I love how you say two options. So I just want to add something. So I asked.
Okay. You want me to go into the options, okay?
Yes.
So, how it is how the kit is going to be built is you have 7 armor sets, and each armor set has around 15 poses. So that's for a total of 83 miniature bodies. Then you have the options for the heads. So you have 10 heads in 7 different helmets. Plus you have 36 heads without helmet. For a total of 106 options of heads. And then you have 24 weapon and shield and things that they hold options. Plus, there's also accessories that I didn't count because I don't know how many I have anymore. And Zach counted that I had just with that, without counting the accessories. Okay, so let's not count the accessories. So that's 211,000 combinations.
And with the accessories, and if you count having 2 shield as a weapon, you have over 5 million combination.
Yeah. So, but it's a bit stupid and like, like we said, these options count having like multiple shields. It's not a perfect count.
But still, show the files that you showed me earlier, like how it works when you work on it, because it's truly impressive.
Here's another a few options that was just building before the live stream, just to show you. So you have a senator here and a general or someone holding a standard. I didn't zoom out to show the whole standard here, but it gives you a bit of a look into what it's gonna look like. So yeah, you wanted me to show my screen, so just to give you guys an idea. Okay, just because Zach asked, I don't think I would show that normally.
Thank you. Yes, I know you're not supposed to show that normally, but it's just like
okay. So here's my I don't. Can I zoom in for this?
I hope so. I think it's interesting to be able to see the work, you know.
Okay, I think that, well, you don't see the text, but...
Well, you don't need to see the text.
Okay, so here you have the options for accessories, for heads, and you have the 7 different body types.
And in the heads, he has accessories, like which type of mustache do you want your character to have?
So if you click the heads and you go into I want to have no helmet, then I have a standard face or a shouting face. So I click standard face, and then you have the head with a medium hair and a chin tuft.
So you see, that's what I meant. Like, he can build 5 million different units. And he's like, oh.
Zach exaggerates a bit.
Yeah, so all the time. That's okay.
And I also built a scorpion ballista.
I have a quick question from the chat. What's a winged hussars?
Okay, a winged hussar is a type of cavalry from Austro-Hungary, if I remember correctly, in the years... I'm gonna be completely wrong here. I think it's in the 1600s or something like that. So it's a type of very heavy cavalry.
Okay, so it's kind of like, oh yeah, that's why they tank units are called hussars too, like the Sherbrooke hussars and stuff like that. So I guess that might be the.
A hussar is a type of cavalry, but the winged hussars are Prusso-Hungarian or something like that.
That's pretty cool. Well, Mr. Wolf is like, are real things like lions or elephant? So you can just show your elephants if you want. We have elephants.
I don't have a picture ready, but...
you can just go on your site if you want for the elephants.
Well, let's put the pictures a bit bigger, so...
This is the war elephant kit Dalen made, which is all used for... you can all use it in the BFD, so if you need war elephants and you're playing the BFD, well, you have the option here.
Well, it can be used for any type of game that you...
I love... There's a comment that I really find funny. It's just that someone says, Dalen is going to make sculpture of normal animals, but just add more legs to them. And I'm just thinking about the fact that we still have a Norum Vorax, which is literally just kind of like a fox with 12 legs or whatever.
It's 8 legs that it has.
It's really important for Dalen that we keep this mythical beast in BFD as an official race because it's his favorite.
Well, I wouldn't say it's my favorite. But yeah. Let's talk quickly about the last update of Battle for Diratia while we're here. I just removed...
You can try BFD. It's free.
Okay.
D&D is pricey. BFD is free. That's true. And you only need 6-sided dice, so that's way easier.
Yeah, and okay, if someone, please don't play. Say you won't play Battle for Diratia because you're playing D&D, because I'm gonna punch you in the face.
No. Well, I mean, it's just, I don't like D&D either, but it's just a personal thing. I think when you DM for long enough, you start hating D&D at some point. I think it's just the moment where someone.
I know a lot of people that have been playing D&D for years and swear by it and won't even try something else.
And they even adapt other system into D&D, which always works very well.
Never, you mean?
Yes, I know. That's the joke. I mean, D&D is great when you play in one of the D&D universe or like Pathfinder.
We didn't talk really, Zach, about the not the spells, the new curses that we added last week for the Halloween event.
That's true.
Did you look at them? No?
No. I was super occupied last week, okay?
Okay.
It's okay, I'm gonna be screamed at by my boss.
I added so basically I changed one of the spells.
Yeah, no, I did read that. I just didn't knew it very well, but I did read it.
Okay, but so basically I changed the spirit spell in the sorcery spells to be able to cast curses. And curses create things like ghosts, liches, and zombies and things like that. So it diversified the magic in Battle for Diratia.
That's a good idea.
So basically you have the ghost, the lich, lycanthropy, vampirism, zombie, and okay. So that's the one thing I wanted to go to is here. This note. So note that in Diratia there are 2 moons. So making full moons more frequent than on Earth, and the first moon has a full moon every month, and the second one has a full moon every 55 weeks. So
a double
one of them.
Full moon.
Sorry?
I love the fact that there's a double full moon. Do you become a double lycanthrope when there's a double full moon? So you just become a big wolf?
No, it's just that they can't control. They transform into were creatures no matter if the moonlight touches them or not.
Yeah, but if there's a double full moon, they become double wolf.
No.
Yes, they do. That's how it works. That's how it works now.
No.
Please.
I said.
In the chat, tell me we need double full moon. Can we get double wolf? Can they have then we can make creature with more legs, because when you're a double wolf, you also have.
No.
You have a double wolf.
This
just 2 wolves.
Is non-negotiable.
Yes, and they work on pirate trains. The double wolf. It's okay.
So basically, if we talk about lycanthropy, basically, they are when someone that has the blood of a beast running through their vein are lured by moonlight, but they can resist it with a will check, and each time that the light of a full moon reaches their eyes, they transform into their beast form and attack anyone nearby, focusing on the most dangerous first. And when there's no one left alive, they'll eat their victims with insatiable hunger. Once the sun rises, they then transform back into themselves, not remembering what happened during the night. And lycanthropy is passed down to the children. So
yeah, which was really important to put in and put stats for it.
well, it just explains.
It is. I agree.
I like the fact that the thing that I like about this is that you can have like 3 generations that aren't lycanthropes, and then there's one that gets is born with lycanthropy, and their parents aren't aware of it until the first full moon, where the baby changes into a werewolf.
That's pretty cool. Baby werewolf. Coming to you this September. It's the new movie.
Baby werewolf.
We should just make that movie.
It's like
instead.
Baby Yoda, but more cruel.
Well, I have a question for you, Dylan, then, if we're going into special stuff like that. If a woman is pregnant with a werewolf and she goes outside during moonlit, does the baby transform inside her into a wolf?
No, because the moonlight doesn't hit the baby's eyes.
But if you stab her?
Unless there is a double full moon.
Then you get the...
No!
Yes!
I said no.
That's okay.
So yeah. And Francis insisted that that I add this for vampires. So though they do not need to sleep, they have the option to go to sleep, but they cannot control when they wake up. So sleeping
so like
halts
Nosferatu, right?
the aging process of the vampire, and they only wake up when the smell of warm blood is near them.
Well, I know why you put that in.
Why?
Because he's a big fan of old movies.
Okay.
Like, if you check any old movies of vampires, that's always the case. They always wake up from their long slumber and then...
So yeah, a vampire can sleep for like 500 years and then wake up when looters come for close to them.
That's pretty cool.
Because at first I didn't include that at all, and by the way, my vampires are not immortal. Like, none... The only way to become immortal in Diratia is to become a god or a lich.
Yep.
And I think becoming a god is easier than becoming a lich, or similar.
Well, I kind of... Okay, so I have 2 questions in the chat that I truly agree with, and I need to bring that to your attention. So first thing is from Misting Wolf. Baby werewolf born under double full moon gains more legs. And second is from Emilio. What about double full blood moon, Dylan? What would happen to werewolf during a double blood moon? Do they become either have more legs, or they also become vampires? Werewolf, vampires, lich.
Why would they become vampires? It doesn't make sense.
Just because it's a double blood moon. Are your vampires sexy vampires or cool vampires? Officially cool vampires, like, you know, like ugly, disgusting vampires that looks really angry. That's for sure. Because who wants sexy vampires? Like,
well, their size and look are unaltered from their...
Yeah, so they're just normal people, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're fat before being a vampire, you're not fat after being a vampire.
Yeah, but...
Which is really important.
But you still lose your blood, so you become white.
Yeah.
But not shiny, you just become white.
Yeah, you don't become shiny. That's not... Trolling Dalen is fun. I totally agree. Misting Wolf, we're making a great team today. Hashtag more legs.
Hashtag more legs.
That's my favorite hashtag now, so sorry.
So every creature is better with more legs?
Yes. More legs.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring my 18-legged horse.
So, just out of curiosity, do we have any news for Shadow of the Conqueror? I don't think so. Just
I know
trying to
that
think about
Francis
something.
is working again on the script.
Okay. Just keeping up people updated. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, it's COVID. That's my answer.
Well, it's not just COVID. It's also if we're reworking the script, it takes time to even show anything. That's just normal.
We don't want to show the script at all. That's the thing.
No, that's true. Yeah.
So it's like
that's kind of an issue with movies, right? It's like it's hard to show video games.
You don't want to spoil the movie.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
You also want to promote it, so
it's always kind of hard. Yeah, for sure.
So like my miniatures, if I show you my miniatures, it's not gonna make you not want to buy them.
Yeah, exactly.
But if I show you a movie, you won't want to buy the movie after.
Well, they won't have to buy it since it's released.
Yeah, it's gonna be free.
I'm just saying. But we're talking
still
about
trying
that earlier, right?
to keep a bit of surprise in it.
Yeah, but we were talking about that earlier. How movies and music is really, really easy to steal and really hard to promote, where miniatures kinds of work well right now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's something special to the medium. But like we said there earlier, it's a thing about but how much risk are you willing to take versus how much do you think you're gonna get from it? And
I think that's why I always like music with media. Like just for a product standpoint, I feel like music alone is really hard to promote, and just even talking about it's kind of weird. So I don't know how to explain it, but it's just I always feel music attached to media is easier for me also to make, so both of it, but making it and also working with other people is just...
The solution is to spend more time working on it, Zach.
Well, that's the issue. I feel like composing alone in your basement when you don't work with a team is really, really bad.
Well, you have a team.
Yes, that's why I'm saying I can work on the music here, but that's why I prefer doing music with film while making music for stuff like Battle for Diratia, where making music alone is always kind of weird for me.
I think for creating the elephants took me about 100 hours of sculpting and prepping for these models. I didn't count my hours, so I don't know, but something around this. Maybe a bit more.
It's kind of hard to count your hours, just in general.
Well, it's just because I'm not working on I'm always working, so that's why it's difficult. Yeah. So I can talk about it. I don't care. I did $43 of profits from the elephants so far. So $43 for 100+ hours of work.
Well, it's still better than nothing, right?
Yeah, it's better than nothing. I'm not complaining here. I'm just stating the facts.
Yeah, it's the same thing with I was checking my revenue from the music the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, I made 75 cents from like thousands of listening. Cool.
But how much time did you spend on this music?
Well, total for the whole album, it's around 500 hours for total. For the whole album, so $500 hours, and I made $4.
So yeah,
it's like $1 every 100 hours. Yeah, that's what I mean by it's different. Like it's just music is just such a hard thing to monetize just in general.
Do you know
even YouTube? I made more. Wait, I just made one state. I made more money from YouTube music than all other platforms combined, only because people were searching for the book and they found my music and click on it and just it pays more on YouTube Music just because they also have like a video and people just prefer that. I know it's weird too. Anyway, it's just crazy sometimes.
Do you know Samuel Kim?
No.
He's a YouTuber that does music arrangements.
Oh, that's cool. Should check it out.
Let's. Because I think you maybe could get inspired by what he does. Let me show you, guys. I won't really play his music because I think it's not okay. So basically, if I go in his uploads, so he has music from Star Wars, Marvel, Attack on Titan, and a lot of other things, and basically he just rearranges the music, and I think he makes pretty interesting arrangements. I won't say it's perfect every time, but
for sure, I'll check that.
And he's quite successful about it, and since he's rearranging everything and only using virtual instruments, he's not getting copyright striked, I'm guessing. So,
or maybe he is, but he is making a lot on Patreon. So,
well, yeah, the Patreon is always.
That's always a good way to.
Yeah. We make 6 times more from Patreon than YouTube.
Yes, I know. Let's not remember that too much. Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing what he does. It looks really cool. Well, do we have anything else to talk about, or?
Well, is there more questions on?
Okay, question time now, because we still prefer 2 Steps from Hell. Yeah, I really agree. I really love 2 Steps.
That's a lot of hours, such dedication.
Yeah. By the way, 2 Step from Hell is really great, Maxi. I really agree with that.
Starving artists, indeed. So yeah, and
opinion hour, Zach. Yes, starving artists. Yeah, that's why I'm a musician in the reserve, because when you play for the army, you're paid, which is great.
Yeah, and the big thing about being a starving artist, or whatever, however you want to call it, being an artist or a YouTuber or whatever you want to be, it's a steep curve to get started, and once you're at a certain point, it doesn't get easier, but yes, it gets easier, because if I'll go with this example since we just talked about him, but Samuel Kim, even if he releases a song that's really bad, really, really bad, it's still gonna have thousands and thousands more views than any of our videos.
Well, that's true.
Just because he has a backlog of a certain amount of subscribers.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure when he started, it was slow too. Like, it's always.
Yeah, so right? I'm not. I'm not also, saying.
Yeah. And also, we would do it anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing too. It's like.
The only thing I'm doing, the only thing that I'm doing, more because I want to please the fans and not, is the live streams, because I want to be keep everyone updated. I want to talk about our projects, but I don't know if I would do videos that regularly if it wasn't from me knowing that the YouTube algorithm was gonna penalize us because we don't have a video every week.
But at the same time, I like doing it. It's fun being with people.
Yo, I mean, it's fun. I'm not saying I don't.
I'm
want to
having a
do
lot
it.
of fun. Like
I'm
that's the
just
thing
saying
too.
that,
Yeah,
like yesterday, we were exhausted from our week. We just wanted to have some time with our girlfriends and fuck. Do you really want to do a live stream now? Sorry.
Well, I wanted to do a live stream yesterday. It's just that I couldn't. I was finishing too late.
So yeah, it's. And you
Maxi,
still have to do the preparation and the you have to put some efforts into creating.
Something. Because if we have nothing, like today, we had two things that were pretty interesting, so that's cool. I was happy about that. I think that's fun to have the video and the other thing. Well, when are we releasing the video outside of this live stream? Just later tonight, or
sometime this week?
Well, it needs to be released at least a few days before it release, right?
Yeah, maybe let's. Now that I think about it, I'll maybe release it next Friday.
Oh, and change the date?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's gonna be 2 in 1. Go and get the. It's gonna be a video for go and get the scenario of the Queen's Visit.
Yeah.
I think it's the best thing to do. Yeah. But now you need to finish it and send it to me so that I can correct your mistakes.
There's always mistakes, for sure. Well, is there a more leg chat in the Discord?
Okay, so that's gonna be it for tonight, I think.
Yeah, sure. Does anyone has any question? That's I know it's a slow end, but if anyone has any question, it's the time. Any questions?
Crier is cool. I don't know what's that.
Yeah, that's true. If mistakes don't kill you, well, I don't agree that it's mistakes because, like, I compose. Also, people need to know, like, I compose music for fun mainly, and I would do it even if I had nobody ever watching it because I have logs and logs of music I'm never gonna use just because I love doing it. So I guess that's why I don't see it as a mistake, even if we get 0 views on a video, because I'm like, yeah, I would have done it anyway. It's just cool to have a platform, like. Even if it's two people.
It's
for
fun.
Me,
it's really fun to see when you have some people that appreciate what you created.
Yeah. I think I prefer having like 3 people appreciate what I do.
Let's say when I spend 300 hours on the Legionnaires that I just built, if I see that no one gets the set, I'm gonna be a bit frustrated. I spent over 300 hours on this.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think there's more.
I'm not saying I want to become a millionaire from this. I'm not saying that it's just when you put a lot of effort into something, it's normal, I think, to want people around you, even people that you don't know. And that's why social media works so much. It's because people want to have the likes on Facebook. People want to have people like their photo on Instagram. People like to see others, that others like the effort that they put into making stuff.
Yeah.
And even I have something that I didn't show. I forgot about it.
Yeah, sure. You finished painting it.
So yeah, my Dalen is painted. He has a dumb face, but apart from that, he's quite okay.
Yeah, he does have a derpy face.
So I said he's okay. Okay, I'm not. I didn't spend 300 hours painting him. I spent like an hour max.
I think that's why I love painting robots more than people. I don't have to do face ever.
That's true.
That's a good thing. The only face I had was my
And
Atlas.
painting monsters is much easier than painting
for sure. I think, my Atlas has a face, but it's not really a face at the same time, so it was really easier to paint something like that. We don't see it very well. I'm not as good as Dalen to focus stuff. I think I have no. Anyway, that's my Atlas. I love it. It's really cool.
Okay, so that's going to be it for tonight. Yeah, and I see the questions, the comments again. So yes, Max, you to succeed in anything in life, you just have to keep pushing, keep trying, keep doing it until you break a certain barrier, and then you have to keep going and keep going. There's always another goal to reach, another step.
And that's the fun of it, for sure. That's why it's fun. Like, making music is really, really fun.
And
making these scenarios is really fun.
I've
making the music for Shadow was
multiple
amazing.
millionaires.
Why?
Like,
where?
I go to
you live in Turban.
I go to business conventions, Zach.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot you're a producer. I guess I forget that sometimes.
So I meet people that have money, and
I don't. I'm a tuba player and a composer. I never meet anyone that makes over 25K. Working as security, I make more money than most of my friends who are twice as more successful in music.
But yeah, so, and I talked to them and I asked them, when you have 10 million in the bank, why do you keep working?
That's a good question.
And it's ambition. It's, even if you have a ton of money in the bank, you go on the beach for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then you're like, okay, time's getting long now. What do I do with my life? So you keep going and you keep trying and you set bigger goals and try to attain them. That's it. So yes, Max, it's always that. It's always trying to get more, always trying to go further. That's what ambition is.
Yeah, I don't have much of that. That's why I'm following Dayton and what he does. That's always how it works with us, too.
I have a lot of ambition, and my girlfriend has none. So
I have none either. I'm not an ambitious person in general. I'm just following Dayton because I know he does cool stuff. Like, that's so weird. I met a member of the Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra. Yeah, that's a nice salary if you're. That's like saying like, oh yeah, I met someone who's like, I met a hockey player that plays in the NHL. Yes, they're making a lot of money for sure.
How
they're
many,
the top.
how many hockey players you know that make money?
No, exactly. There's not a lot. But the one thing that the NHL makes a lot. That's the same thing with, symphonic orchestra. Like in Quebec, for the employment for tuba player, there's like you have the army, and full-time position you have 2. Then you have the Quebec Symphony, which is full-time, and Montreal Symphony, which is full-time. That's it.
That's just in Quebec, not in Canada, right?
No, in Canada it's a bit more, but it's 4 jobs. It's like, well, it's really a 1 in a million job. Like,
what's
literally.
Hockey? It's a sport that is played a lot by Canadians.
What's hockey?
Well, Maxi is an Australian, so
he has hockey. That's true. He has a hockey team. Everyone has hockey teams.
Okay.
Okay? I wish to see some monsters galore.
Like, a lot of Canadians play hockey. I'm not one of them.
I haven't gone to Discord in too long.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're 7 minutes past the hour, so I'm gonna end it here. Thanks a lot, guys, for being here.
Yeah, that's really important. Maxi is Austrian, not Australian.
Oh, sorry, Austrian.
Yeah, say sorry.
I misread earlier. I'm really sorry.
Okay. That's why he knows people from the Vienna Orchestra. If he was Australian, sense. That'd be
makes much
maybe
more
sense. The Sydney Orchestra.
Okay, so thanks a lot, everyone, for supporting us.
Cool.
Thanks for being here with us, for spending this amazing time with us.
I'll go check your monster, Emilio. I'm sorry, I haven't checked them yet.
Yeah, Emilio keeps sending us crazier and crazier monsters on Discord.
I really need
to go join us on Discord to see Emilio's monsters. Yep. And we'll see you next week on Filmmaking With. I don't know who the guest is, but Francis said he had a guest ready for us. So
let's see that.
We'll see you next week on Filmmaking With. And
# more legs.
Have a great week.